Hi everyone, this is a video I've been wanting to make for a while now. I've had a lot of experience with Ghoul. I've had a lot of people talk about him. I've seen a lot of people say there's no counterplay, and I want to make this video to prove that there is. I want to teach you how to go against Ghoul, because contrary to popular belief, he is very counterable. You can play against him, and there is ways to get around his power. And I'm going to get in some customs with a friend and show you how to counter them. First thing I really want to talk about is just like general gameplay. So of course he's got the dashes. Well, not
Dash 3 times. Weak killer.
twice actually when not enraged. When he's not enraged, he dashes twice, and the second one acts like the cutoff.
Listen, there's that one anime clip where he's fighting the two Ghoul busters where he dashes around like 15 times. This is not lore accurate.
Right, but yeah, the main part of his gameplay would be getting enraged.
I would have bought Shell Care if you'd done this.
And well, I mean, what did you think I was going to be doing?
Oh no. Nothing.
Right, but then, well, enraged, he has 3 dashes. The third one acting as a cough.
Did you say it in Spanish?
I don't know how you speak Spanish. Right. Now.
El Cinco right now.
And now, how you just counter his general gameplay. If you see him dashing, it doesn't matter if you're like if you're not injured, he's gonna hit you. Like, it's just gonna happen. Let's be fucking real. But if he's wanting to cut you off, if he's wanting to dash behind you, what you do is when he lifts his power and he dashes, you immediately double back, because he cannot stop dashing until he reaches the point where he's aimed. So you see him do that, you just start running back. And go. And you see the amount of distance I make with that? So that's just how you counter his power. Just normally. Right, so now we're going on to techs. First off, I want to show off the Slingshot, which is, it's not really used in chase as much. It can be used in chase, but it's usually used for traversal. Essentially, a Slingshot is if you use your second leap very quickly after the first one, while you're enraged, he will shoot across the map, pretty much. There's not really much counter this, but you don't really need to counter it, because, like I said, it's more used for traversal. So, I'm going to get a good example. Here we go. You can't really counter that because it's so fast, but again, no real need to counter it. Next, prompt steal. Right, Leon, I'll need your help for this one. Where are you? Alright, there you are. Right, yeah, you can mend for this one. Right. And stand on, like, this end of the pallet, like here. Right. Yeah, no, just like right here, where I'm standing. Right. The next tech is a prompt steal. You see in his first swipe, or leap, if he grabs a survivor, he can't attack and he gets stunned for a bit. The use for this is, if I do that and the survivor is at the pallet, this completely blocks the prompt to drop the pallet, vault it, or vault a window. This is unbelievably easy. I move back. This is unbelievably easy to counter, because if I do that and they're at a... You've kind of fucked that up. If I do that, the way to counter it is just keep running. Unless the loop is really long, just keep running. The counter, if the loop is really short, is you see the Ghoul bring up their power, you just stand here and just wait for them to do whatever. If they bring down their power, just drop the pallet. If they keep their power up and move towards you, drop the pallet and stun them, or fake it. Right, okay, now grab me. As you see, I lost the prompt, but literally just if I keep running, I can make it back to the pallet. It's actually fairly simple. Right, and I need you to do it again. Block the pallet, pull the pallet down. That's 2 ways to counter prompt steal. Right, so what I want to talk about now is his vault. His vault is very fast if he latches onto the survivor and he's enraged, and the survivor's on the other side of a pallet or a window. Now, I need you to start running once a vault. As you can see, it's very hard to counter. So essentially, what you what you do is, if the pallet isn't down, against another case of camping the pallet and faking out his power. If he pulls out his power, you just keep running, or you drop, or no, sorry, you don't drop the pallet. You keep running, or you fake it until he pushes his power down, then you drop the pallet. There is a tech which I can't really do now because Leon's not really experienced enough against Ghoul, but I'll get a clip of it and put it in here. But you can vault back at some point during the Ghoul's vault animation. It is very good. There is a chance that they're going to remove it next patch, but I don't think they will. If they do, then just ignore this part. Do it. Yeah, so essentially that is really hard to time, and you can like phase through them at some point in animation. It's just hard to get used to, but once you get used to it, you can do it pretty consistently. What the fuck? Next thing I want to talk about is not counterable at all, and it is a thing I think they need to remove, but just I want it in here as a warning. Ghoul has some animation bugs. If in third person, sometimes you'll see Ghoul walking, it looks like he's walking normally, but he's not. He has his power up. Yeah, I think I've done it now. In first person, his hands go down. It's kind of dumb. The only way you can recognize that he's in his power if that bug happens is if you notice him moving slower than usual. There's nothing you can do against it. You just need to notice his reduced speed. I do want them to fix it, but unfortunately, as it is now, that's the only way to counter that. There you go. Yeah. I can't actually see that you're in your power now because you're doing your normal walk animation. What I want to talk about now is Cutoff, which is Ghoul's most skillful and high level gameplay. Essentially, because of Ghoul's movement and speed, it can quickly dash around loops and block pallets and windows and whatnot. And it typically looks something like this. And it can block the window, it can do that at pallets, it can do it in different loops. And just like that, it can do this at so many loops. It really just can't do it really short loops or loops that have got too many obstacles around it to block them. Yeah, the way you counter this is actually pretty simple. Typically, if a Ghoul's setting up for a cutoff, they'll stand back from the loop like this. And in that case, once they leap, you run towards where they're going. Not to where they're going, but where they came from. You essentially go back so that they can't get in front of you. Right, so last thing I want to talk about is Ghoul's sound cues, because he has a lot, which will in fact give you a lot of information you need. Right, so the main one you need is this sound when he cancels. That sound cue is the same on Survivor. If you hear that, you know he's cancelled, meaning he can't leap for the next however many seconds, depending on how many leaps he's used. Is very useful, especially at loops. Another sound effect is this. I mean, you can see him bringing up his power, but at the same time, it's still good to listen for. It also makes the same sound if he puts it down for killer and survivor. Meaning you can use that sound cue and know when to drop the pallet. Just I know Ghoul has a lot of things to learn for their counterplay, but it is unbelievably rewarding once you learn all this stuff. The sound cue is unbelievably helpful. And good thing is it's fairly loud on its own, so you don't need to turn up your headset to the max like you would for a spirit. But yeah, just keep that in mind that anytime you hear this, that's when you need to start reacting. Right, so with all that out of the way, I really hope I could help in some way. I am unbelievably passionate about this killer. I love playing as him, I love playing against him, and I want more people to learn how to play against him because I see too many people giving up and complaining about this killer. Is he strong? Yes. But I personally do not believe he's too strong. I think he has plenty of counterplay. I think he's plenty fun to go against, and I think more people would win if they would just learn to play the character. Or play against the character, sorry. But yeah, with all that, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please check me out on Twitch. It's Star the Ghoul. And with that, I hope y'all have a good day. Bye bye.